G'day guys, Jason Nick here on the Udder Farm. We're actually on the Udder Farm property this morning. What today's topic is going to be about, right behind me I've got a pile. It was a timber pile that we cleared. We cut it up, we kept the timber for firewood, and now we're going to spread the soil out and seed it and mulch it. And as a comparison, this one behind me, we decided to burn it to the ground. So it's have excessive amount of heat gone through it into the ground during the burning process. So as a comparison, we're going to seed it and mulch it, and we're going to compare the two, which one gives us the best germination. Both piles have been levelled now. So that's the one where we had the burn pile, the timber pile that we burnt to the ground. The one up further is the one we cleared, like I mentioned, with a chainsaw. So they're both levelled off, cleared. I grab some seed and some mulch and we'll get into it. So this is the seed mix I'll be using today. It's a 15 kilo bag, and what they call it is budget mix, so budget tropical. What's in it? Down the bottom, it's 5% creeping bluegrass, there's 5% paspalum, 3% white clover, 29% millet, 3% grazy lucent, 6% burgundy bean, and 49% roach grass. And this is what it looks like, and it's all put out. So you may have noticed I called it dirt down there. There's not much life up here at all. This is a bit of a rocky outcrop, and there's a lot of weeds, and it's very thin and it's very hard compact, bit of clay soil at the front here. So it is only really dirt. So trying to put some good seed mix down to try and get some life back into this dirt to make it soil. So soil is, like you said, it's just full of moisture, microbes, it's got life. Dirt hasn't. So planting some seeds, I'll be able to capture more carbon dioxide, a bit of nitrogen because there's some clover in here, and sunlight, and pump that liquid carbon into the ground and get it grazed. And then actually it'll grow back, and then it'll be pumping more energy into the ground to attract more microbes. So let's spread these seeds. Right guys, as you can see I've got this one mulched. This is the one that had the fire on top of it, and also this one mulched. This is one we just cleared, so we changed all the timber off and just leveled the soil. It had no heat on it. So with the power of magic and the click of my fingers, I'm going to forward 4 months. So by then we would have had a bit of rain, and we'll have a look what it looks like then. Ready? And we're here. Voila. So this is one. Actually guys, this is one I cleared 4 months ago, and we had, I think we had about 100 mil of rain in that 4 months. So this is one. As you can see, bit of rose grass. All this stuff here is rose grass. Looks like a bit of foxtail in there. I've got a bit of millet down there. Can't see any clover come through. It's pretty sparse through here. Oh, a bit of burgundy bean over the back. So we'll jump up to the next one. It was done on the same day. And then there's this one. It was done the exact same day, exact same treatment, exact same budget seed mix, and exact amount of mulch. So what's the difference? So who would have guessed there was one I was standing up at the top in, where that millet was up as high as my chest, is the one we had the fire on top. Surprised me too when it, after that 4 months and we had that 100 mil of rain. I was expecting there to be nothing. I expect the other one where it didn't have all that heat concentrated in the ground, which was going to dry out that soil and kill all the microbes, that I wouldn't have a hope in hell in planting anything. And I would have thought the one I cleared and left the microbes undisturbed with no heat would have been copious amounts. But remember when I said, when I was planting that, putting that seed out, I said I called it dirt, because that's about all it is up here, because like I said, it's a lot of clay, a lot of rock, and it's very hard ground, and it's very sporadic, any grass at all there. So generally the first thing that dies off, because it doesn't hold moisture up here on this hill, very rocky, and there's not much there at all. So there wouldn't be many microbes in the ground, and that's why I called it soil. So that explains to me why the top is the way it is, high millet, and the other one is very sporadic, wouldn't even be at me knee, and it's very sparse, there's not much there at all. Because I've since found out, I've done some research why this was the case, and what they're saying is wood ash is a great substitute for agricultural lime, and an application rate similar to that of lime provides substantial amounts of potassium and calcium. So they're also saying that the phosphorus count in wood ash is generally much lower, but the phosphorus may be available fairly quickly after it's applied and you get rain on top of that. The study also went on to say that ash contains low amounts of magnesium and several micronutrients, and it's also a good source of zinc and magnesium. It also has trace amounts of borabine and copper. It also went on and stated that it usually contains low amounts of nitrogen and sulfur, because these nutrients are usually lost during the burning process. So the study went on to finish off by saying if you're going to use timber, you make sure it's clean timber. In other words, trees, branches, bark, that out of the bush. You don't want to be using painted timber or lumber that's been treated, or laminates and that kind of stuff, or MDF building products, because that holds a lot of solvents, glues and chemicals, and that's going to end up going into the ground, and it'll end up getting taken by the soil biology, bringing up through the plants to help that plant grow, and then it'll pass on through the cattle, and then the end user, which will be us in our meat, and you'll end up with heavy metals in your system just by using the timber with all those solvents and glues and chemicals in. So make sure it's clean timber, like trees and branches. Righto guys, I'd like to thank you guys for hanging around right to the very end, and have a good morning, have a terrific afternoon, and an awesome evening guys, wherever you're watching this from, and we'll catch you later.